everybody. This is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? Hi. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, connect the dot in the epiphany. A new book to read, a new author to explore. Please consider supporting my work. All the links are at the bottom of the description after this live, not during it, after. But you can go to any one of my videos and check out the links if you're so determined to do so. AllyKatCreations211.com is where you can go see my art portfolio. I have painted some paintings, signs, drawings of puppies and doggos and kitty cats and cutie pumpkin pies. Go check out my website. And if you're interested in purchasing anything, please email me because that's the best way to get in contact with me. 3D memberships is a really great way to contribute and help me out in this existential crisis, maybe. We'll see. But it's a really good way, and I give you guys back through channel member only content. You guys get oracle readings, and you also get free entries into my raffles. No idea what I'm raffling off because prices, and I didn't get paid yet. So, yay! But happy everybody. Hi. Hi, Scott. Hi, Bob. Hi, Marcia. How is everybody? I really honestly did not know when I was going live today. Hi, Charlene. I took it upon myself to go, okay, long day at work, going to do the cats right after work, because I did the cats at really early this morning. And then going to come home and go live and at least have a snack. Hi, Miss Charlene. Tobacco, folks, for anybody that's out there, not in the chat. How is everybody? I'm tired. I got my coffee. Hi, Ash Maya. How are you, lovey? So I did a spiritual soul advice yesterday. I haven't done one in a while. I needed to get some stuff out. There's hate. There's a lot of hate right now going on in the world. A lot. Like I'm reading my comments on Little Thor and Freya, right? Oh my God. Listen, I'm not here to judge you. You are here on your free will and intention. If you don't agree with anything that I do, why are you even wasting your energy and posting some negative nonsense? Of course, people use their egos in crazy ways. It is what it is. It really is. Seriously. Um, it's just a waste of energy. Oh, you better bring little Thor inside. Well, if the little effer wants to get caught, I'd take him to the vet and rack up more credit card debt I don't have and help him out. Don't worry, we might pull some cards. I don't know how late I'm going to be going. Obviously, it can't be that late. Tomorrow's the first day I have kiddos, so I do need my rest. I have a lot of kiddos in the morning. And my principal was very nice and gave us a really cool, comfy chair. We're gonna try out and just very funky energy at work too. A lot of catty back and forth energy. This one is bad and that one's good. That one runs her mouth and this. I find I can't with women. I love you all out there because you're like me. Thank you, Charlene. The energy that we've been processing, like I'm frazzled. I am frazzled. So yesterday, I once again, this is, like cat sitting is not easy when it's just me doing it. Um, because I have to wake up at 4:45 in the morning, which I used to wake up at 4, not a big deal. But like it's a lot on my body as I'm getting older. I'm noticing that, yeah, like I kind of need to rest. I'm not 20 anymore, and I'm not my early 30s anymore, and this is taking a lot out of me. Um, and it's not like I'm there for 5 minutes. I'm there for a half hour to an hour. There's a lot of cats and a lot, I want to make sure that the babies are good. So by the time I got home yesterday, and we've been having really wicked storms here. We had one last night. I had flooding in my downstairs. I don't even know. It's still there, probably. I put a towel down. I, at this point, really don't care. I don't. I don't care. I'm over it. Oh my goodness, Bob. Yeah, but this is the thing. I love doing this. So I am not skipping this because this is what I love to do. My passion. Makes me happy. It really does. Like I don't lie. Like this is a motivation that gets me going. Um, I do need another job and a career. Not gonna lie. And the stuff that I might be down the road, like I'm kind of like getting my at people that want like I hate the fucking marketing shit. And people that want me to help them, and you're nowhere to be found, you're doing your thing and you're not organized. I can't handle that. I can't handle that. And then also, I unbeknownst to me, me and Marina working on things. I'm sure he might be listening. Um, it is what it is. Hi, Brent. How are you? Did you have bad storms by you, Brent? Because it was wicked here last night. I didn't even get what Hammond got. Hammond got hammered. We had a lot of water. Mm, mm. um yeah. Yeah, I'm trying not to crash, Charlene. I'm trying not to. Um, Here's the thing. I signed up for this experience, this theme that I'm playing out. And, until the universe shifts otherwise for me, I have to keep pressing on because there is no door that I can see physically or with my intuition or with my feeling and knowing that is opening up to give me an opportunity that's going to get me a better, easier life. And I'm not talking about not working hard. I'm just talking about not having to run myself into the ground to earn a living. That's where I'm at in life. Like right now, sure, I don't mind babysitting. I got paid to do it. It's just it takes a lot out of you, especially when I just started my other job. I am still not in routine land, so much so, and it's doing it twice a day, and it's a lot. It really is. And then finding the time to eat and finding the time, like I'm not eating at work, I'm having a snack. Hi, El Sunray. How are you? Until I'm not understanding why the universe is holding itself in suspended animation and whatever I'm trying to put myself into in coherence in my vibration, it is just not it's not doing anything. And that's kind of where I was trying to allude to when I was doing my spiritual soul advice yesterday, because I'm not alone in this feeling. I feel like I'm in suspended animation. I still have to run life. Life is still running, but I'm like at a I'm waiting. And the energy that I don't know what's going on at my work or my job. I don't know where to even start alchemizing. And now I'm finding myself falling into old patterning, which I'm like trying not to, but it's very difficult, very, very difficult to. So I don't know how to go about the next few weeks. I don't know, but I'm asking spirit upstairs, you better something better happen because I put all this work in and I do it because I it makes my job easier during the day. But I can't eat, pay my bills. I'm behind now, very much so. I'm not asking anybody to dig me out of a hole that unfortunately, I'm in. And it's not for willingly, going out and buying a new car and going, huh. It's because I have to live and bills are expensive. Ashmaya, I've been having that too. And I can't determine if it's the female pause symptoms. I don't know if it's my blood sugar. I don't know if it's the ascension symptoms. I don't know if what the F it is. It ain't fun. Yeah. Funny thing you said speakers. The speakers in my classroom don't work. But if I didn't test them and I didn't remind my teacher of half of what needs to happen, like I love her, it wouldn't get done. And my principal's really funny. He thinks he's funny. I think he's trying to shiv me and like, you're I like the guy. He's funny, but not funny in the shiv way. He's like, "Oh, I got you a teacher chair." It doesn't give me teacher's pay. I don't care. It's a fucking chair. But thank you. Thank you. I hope one day someone watches. Is that appropriate? I don't know. Thank you for the chair. That's great. I hope that my kids don't like die on it. I don't know. We're gonna try a lot of new things tomorrow, and I hope it sticks. But what I was hoping for was an opportunity that you saw something potentially in me to do a favor or do me a solid and help me. Not that you're just giving me a permit. I got to do all the work. but that permit would have actually given me something that I could have went to school and could have probably solidified a mortgage loan, an equity loan, a personal loan. It would have helped. And that no turned into okay, where do I pivot? And I think this is where we are being steered to. I said this a few weeks ago. If I'm meant to be a teacher in some capacity, maybe it's not to be the art teacher I imagined. Maybe it's incorporating art into what I want to teach. Do I need to be around children, or we're all children of God and I have to accept that it might not be with the autistic community or the younger kids? We got to pivot. That's how change happens. That's how your intuition starts having epiphanies. Where do you want to steer yourself if the doors don't want to open? I mean, I'm not, Three's Company too. Hi, Jack. It don't happen like that where I'm opening up the door and jumping on a couch and everything's great, right? This is not a sitcom. Um, so I don't know if anybody, and this is kind of like I kind of alluded to this yesterday when I was going, oh hi, I'm exhausted, but we're gonna talk because I needed it. When I had that storm happen the other night, and I'm laying in bed, and I woke up obviously because my house shook. But it wasn't only my house shaking, it was literally feeling like I was going to get electrocuted. It wasn't pleasant feeling either. That couple of seconds lasted an eternity in my brain. And it was the after effects as well of the ions and the positive and negative ions in the air, like were doing its dance. And it was like, I felt like Einstein. Buckshot! I felt like Einstein. Like I felt my hair coming out. I felt weird. I felt also that my energy in the electrical zone in my body was fluctuating a lot. I don't know if anybody's been feeling this when storms are coming, but it totally hit me, and I was like, "Oh, is this my pattern moment?" My chair's still squeaky, but that's probably the leather and the my weight. Charlene, I've been shocked by a higher, but I'm also holding, like, I thought when I was out of, like, obviously it jumped and startled me. Freya got jumped and startled. I started feeling it through my hands, my palms, and the bottoms of my feet. And then it started like, and the static, and then another bolt came down, and I felt even more. And that was a painful feeling. It wasn't pleasant. I've been shocked a few times before. And if anybody has ever been to a neurologist and they shock your back and your spine, oh, how pretty. It's very similar feeling to that too. Um, yeah, I had to get up and like literally shake myself out of whatever I was feeling. It did not feel pleasant. It wasn't, I know it wasn't negative. For sure it wasn't negative. It was just painful. Charlene, I'm sure it is. But thank God my trees were not affected. I don't know where so a bolt did hit the street. Um, so it was very close to where I was sleeping. But I don't know where the second one hit. If it was the creek, and obviously I don't have any tree limbs and hanging off on anywhere. So I don't know where this thing struck the second time, but it was a surge of energy that I can't like really put to words in description specifically. But all I know is holy hell. The energy I could say right now, yeah, the let's check it out. We have been quiet. Not, I mean, and I'm saying we're still getting energy, we're still getting hit with stuff, but not where we're getting blasted for hours on end. The Schumann, Gaia, the upstairs peoples, they have to let us kind of soak this stuff in a little bit, energetically, bodily, physically. We gotta anchor this energy in. And I find is very discomforting is the crossing of the streams, the crossing of wires, the repulsion happening. It's annoying. I want to purge the old self. I want to get these ugly aspects of myself out. And planetarily wise, I do believe that my astrology Saturn is in Aries or is going to retrograde back and forth in Aries. And the only saving grace is Neptune in Aries. But one pushes the other, and the push and pull wherever your planetary stuff is. And if that's a paradigm you choose to follow, I know it affects me. And I'm seeing it. It isn't pleasant. And then on top of that, understanding that a lot of this is a test and it hurts because we're human, we're feeling it. But I'm up there and I am down below too. I'm both, I'm positive and negative. That's divine neutrality. It's coming into neutrality. It's the playing in 3D. I know a few of you too feel it. Like, get me the fuck off this goddamn dimension. Done. Done. I mean, we want to speak to what version of ourselves do we want to be? Oh, and it's just that easy to go, oh, I'm going to think it, I'm going to will it, I'm going to walk it, I'm going to exude it, I'm going to absorb it, I'm going to integrate it. And then it happens. That's not how it works. I mean, every day I'm showing up for myself. I went to work. Everybody was shocked that I'm back. I can't tell you how many people were shocked. I'm like, well, I love what I do. I also have not after all the job rejections, I'm like, either I'm stupid, I'm doing something wrong, and there's a negative self-talk that's programmed into my head. And I know I don't feel like that anymore. But where is this coming from? Is it really dark energy trying to hold me back from becoming what I'm supposed to be? And I do believe some of us are being attacked. Hi. And I've been feeling it when I've been telling everybody I'm being watched, and I know I'm being watched. And it's not necessarily people watching me on this channel. It's people like in my real life following me and watching me. I feel it. And it also could be from spirit too, But spirit's always around us. A lot of people can't handle that truth too. Do they really watch me in the shower? They don't judge. All I gotta say, pipe dreams and clouds. We're gonna paint that cloud today. I still had the puppers. I still have puppers to draw. I still have, so we got Pinky Flamingo. Um, Something's gonna come out naturally. It's not flowing. Like I wanted to call it flow, but it's not flowing. Got chicken. Buck, buck. And I got monkey butt. But I also got this going. So I got some projects I'm trying to do. There it is. I was looking everywhere for this. I was looking everywhere for this. I found it. Yay. Just trying to clean up and straighten out everything. I misplace things all the time. Floppy. I like floppy. Floppy. You see how somebody that you see everybody's sparking some epiphanies in my brain today. Like that the philosopher in me is completely ah, they're here. And I know for some of us, we're integrating that energy. We're integrating the ancient energy. We're becoming the ancient energy. And what's interesting now that I've been in, this is like day 4 of work. And now that I'm getting to know the kids' energies better and I'm watching, I'm observing. Hey, Sparky, I'm feeling some of these kids, their souls are old. There's one in particular that I had to voice it out because I needed other people to validate this for me. I'm like, what obviously I'm not gonna say it, but I'm like, he has an old soul. Holy old, ancient. Uh, I there's a couple that have ancient, but they're not in that awareness state yet because they're all over the place. But some of them have very ancient souls, and some of them are just an old grumpy soul. Grumpy as in, fuck, I'm back. Why am I here? And I hear it. I hear it in my brain. Like, why am I back? And the kids are probably asking me telepathically, why am I back? I don't want to be here. And it breaks my heart at the same time. I'm like, well, you serve a purpose. You're here to help. Enjoy while you have the veil. Thank you, Buckshot. Yeah, I don't know for the life of me when and I can't wait to meet my little ones tomorrow. One of them what is in another program but comes to my room for for resource. And one of the teachers came into my room and was like, "Oh my God, we love him. He's amazing and he's super intelligent and he's very savant. He's exhibiting savant. I love that because I can push kids when they're savants. I love pushing and it's not push like physically, no. But I like challenging children that have savant in them. So a savant would be, and I'm not calling Jason any or giving him a diagnosis of any kind, but Jason is a savant. Jason is a savant. He would be a very good representation of that. But kids that can remember names, birth dates, what's the Dustin Hoffman, Rain Man. That's an idea, but not all savants need to be that um Rain Man unfolding. There are people that I have like unique abilities and it is phenomenal. There are kids that could like go on a helicopter ride and have a snapshot and draw every inch of what they just saw on a helicopter. Hours later, they'll sit there and they will, to the T, map out a city. And it's insane. That's a savant. A savant does, and it's in all facets of life. It doesn't need to be in one facet of remembering, of math, of names, of birth dates, and it could be in any facet. That's just their specialty. Hi, Kathy. How are you, sweetie? So I love children that are exhibiting those kinds of skills, because I like to hone in on them. And then I like to challenge children. Of course, not to when they get frustrated and want to hurt me. We don't want that. But it'll be interesting. Tomorrow's going to be very interesting for sure. Um, I am as ready as I could be. It's just exhausting getting a classroom set up. It's exhausting doing other people's jobs. It's exhausting because if you don't do it and don't get done, and then you don't have, it gets more chaotic. You guys are awesome. I'm trying to take a temperature on what cloud color I want. I'm thinking about it because I have a blue one, I have a purple one, I have a yellow one. I might do orange. Very, very solar plexus energy coming from me, at least in the now. I think that's like one of the chakras for me that is unblocking. My heart is completely like, hi, needing boundaries, but hi. I agree with you, Charlene, and I'm going to say this. I'm in these people's lives for a reason. And I got to find where the lesson teaching is and how to, like, maybe that's where I am not being able to move forward in a career. The doors are not opening for me per se because I have a role that I have yet to fulfill with these people. That could be it. Does it help my pocketbook and my bank account? No. And it doesn't need, and once again, I'm only speaking on that because obviously I don't want to exude the lack. I'm not here to be in lack, but when you're in a spiritual position of having to be the one to be a catalyst to a lot of different people and be the synergistic, I'm going to transmute everything. In contract, this is what I was trying to convey yesterday. Whether you like it or not, you're contracted. It's about feeling and understanding the contract. And no, I don't know every facet of my contract. I don't. I'm not allowed to. Why would you not be allowed to know your contract? It would be infringing on your free will. Also, when like a psychic, a medium, or somebody projects a potential future for you, it's only one timeline. Whether it is jumped or not, merged with or not. We all have them. All of us are contracted together. We all know each other because we're all meant to meet, whether it's physically or in an online basis. All of our essences were meant to meet. Period. End of story. That's a contract. So not all things in a contract are against you. They're for you. And not that things are against you per se. It's how we are perceiving it. It's hard when you're in the thick of life and in the thick of the third density maelstrom of hell and chaos that you can actually acknowledge, oh, I signed up for this. Okay, where is the lesson? What am I supposed to impart on this? So I finish that lesson and I am finishing that teaching to others and I go on. The summer is an interesting facet for most educators because they're like, oh my God, you guys grew so big over the summer. It's only 2 months. What are you talking about? What are the kids are, you're only looking at a child because they're all danged out in new clothing. Yeah, some of them did hit a growth spurt over the summer. They're outside. They got some beautiful color on them. They got new hairdos. They're coming in all fresh and flow. They look great, right? But at the same breath, they didn't really change much unless their parents were really on top of them. The last 5 days for me has been jolts of electric. Yesterday we had so over the weekend we had a really bad storm. I really felt like I was getting electrocuted. I was not electrocuted, but I felt that way. When I returned to work yesterday, we had a very, very, very quick but very impactful storm by my school. And I felt very off after the storm hit. I'm seeing things, and not to say, no, I'm not skitsy. I used to see things as a kid. And many of you are starting to do the same thing. You're seeing again. You're seeing again. I'm seeing again. It's not full throttle. It's not where I used to be. And I have those memories as a kid seeing things. And again, demons, aliens, light beings, they all intercommingle. I'm not afraid of any of them, and neither should any of you. I feel the next phase of the spiritual movement really needs to hone in on the shadow and the light, integrating divine neutrality. I think more people are coming to that awareness and that acceptance point. Currently, My famous disco ball. Okay, but here's the thing though, that you could be the disco ball and someone sends you some energy. But what happens with the mirror? It's going back to sender. Upstairs. Hey, Allison, I noticed something. Yeah? What's up? Are you sending it back with love or fear? Or neutral? I didn't even think about that. And that's the truth. I'm just like, oh, you see the disco ball? Whatever you send back, return to sender. Right? That is a modality for people to protect themselves. Right? To think of the mirror, the chain mail, the plasma, whatever it is that you protect yourself with, the golden bubble. Okay, but if you're doing the mirror and or you're trying to send that energy back to sender, how you alchemize it is through love. For once again, they know not. People that are not in the awareness, that are reflecting or sending out negative energy to you, whether that be black magic, whether it be bad intentions, egotistical, nonsensical bullshit, whatever someone's trying to send you to knock you off your path, you got to send it back with love. And you got to send it back with compassion, for they know not, because of how dark and the layers of darkness that they sit in. All of us at some point sit in the darkness. We're in the void of space right now. We're not birthed out just yet. The new world, the new paradigm isn't here just yet. We are still in this stalemate energy, and certain things are going to start coming a little quicker and a little easier, and other things are not. I thought by now I would have had a better opportunity at a better job. I have been looking in my spare time in the classroom. I am looking at different websites and just seeing what feelers, what's going on out there, what salaries are looking like, or, just pay. I'm looking. I'm not energetically feeling that door open. But it's been said it's going to open. It's going to open. It's going to open. And once again, I'm not attached to outcomes or expectations. All I know is by next month, if things don't change in my life, I got to figure it out, and figure it out quick. I did it in New York, and I had a way out. And I did not like that way out. But it's a change that I needed to happen. It's a change I needed. This time around, I don't even know where I would go, who I would even figure out next journey, because I'm sick and tired of chasing something that's an illusion. Isn't an illusion, or is something trying to prevent me from getting there? We'll see. And I'm sure that when you're just, when I sit in meditation, when I wake up in the morning and I'm not in a rush, because when I'm not in a rush, then I could send out my healing to people. And when I do that, I'm literally envisioning the energy of a person, and I'm bubbling them with my light, love, and healing. So in the morning, I wake up and I take a couple of minutes to reflect and send that out. When I'm in a rush, like I do a quick, gather everybody in a circle and when I do my own protection, maybe subconsciously I do it out of love, but it's something that was brought to my attention from upstairs. That, hey, as much as you want to protect your energy, and you have to. Hi, Barbara. Are you sitting in the frequency of allowing love instead of fear to be projected back? And I think that is a really powerful point, that if you are somebody that sits and protects their energy every day, making it a habit, send out some love. You never know why someone's trying to knock you off your course. It's disheartening when I'm looking at comments. I obviously see that people are very happy for me. I want to be happy for me. I'm still like life. This, metaphorically speaking, is what Dolores Cannon said. The split. We're in the split. And there's a lot more people that you think are going to go in that direction, but are coming over with us. Because you have to remember, God's all things, good and bad. We were only programmed. This is why it's hard for a lot of people to understand this very big truth. And it doesn't need to be true for you. It's very true for me, though. God said, let there be. God is omnipotent, omnipresent. God's on all things. In quantum physical sense, in the sciencey sense, we're all made up of eons and decades, and every Earth cycle, we are composed of those atoms and those subatomic particles that have made the greatest sand, that has made the cosmos. That's not a lie. That's nothing far-fetched. Those atoms are us in some form. We are breathing in ancient molecules from a giant. Like, expand your brain a little bit. When you're going into the ocean, are you going into the same pool of molecules, or is the water always forever in flow and change and flux? What we consider evil, and I think more people are going to start realizing this very soon, if they look at it in a God sense. God is only testing you. Are you passing your test? Do you even know what the test is? And if you don't, take that step back and breathe. I know on a personal level, relationship, men wise, it's a fucking test and it ain't easy. And there's no controlling another person or how they're going to react. But I also need to like look at, okay, but I'm a test for them. Yes, water holds memory, but so does all molecules and subatomic particle. Our whole body holds memory. And it holds memory from everything it once was or still is. Now think about that in depth. If you listen to me do the Blavatsky reads, or if you ever read Blavatsky, there was different, and even a waspy Urantia, very similar in terms of just different modes of ways of explaining it. And every cycle of Earth, there was a molecule that your body is made up of in a subatomic particle way. And in that subatomic particle way is a consciousness that makes you up, but also the bigger macrocosm. So at some point, why do we keep saying, oh, we remember and we are the grass? I tell you at least, you are the grass, you are the water, you are the air, you are the fire, you are all things. Why? Because you really literally are. And there it is. You are made up of stardust. You are made up of the cosmos. You are made up of the grain of sand somewhere in some foreign land. It's hard to believe in that. But after all the times you have been here in physical form, of some form or another, you are composed of the same elements as everybody else in all things. Why some of us are the dark and chose the painful life, chose the pain, chose the suffering, chose the limitation and separation in more polarized extremes than others. Right? People who are having the resting life, and when I say resting life, it's a Dolores Cannon term, where they came in just to like, here, I'm holding my frequency, but that's all I can do. Where a lot of us came in knowing, okay, I'm volunteering for this nonsense. Yay! I'm here. Fuck. But I volunteered, so there must be a bigger mission for me. And we have to put some of the things that we thought are personal, egotistical, and not in a negative or a bad way, but just the things that most humans strive for. You know, I noticed a theme where I'm working where the 20-something-year-olds are being forced to be 40-year-olds in their mentality, in the way of being an adult. I, you know, I'm not here to judge anybody who has had kids at a young age, but you're really forced into being an adult. But you're not truly an adult until you've had your experience, working through experience. I don't care how old your soul is. I'm ancient. It doesn't matter. I'm seeing a pattern where the inner child has been suffocated. And it's been suffocated in a lot of younger people. Where I'm looking at like kids nowadays in their 20s having to work, having to take care of parents, having to do things that you would not expect a 20, hey, go out to the sorority, go have fun. Do you, boo? Go and have those fun days at the concert. Hey, Blazing. I need this. I don't need it. I don't like to have it. How's that? I had paint behind my easel, by the way. I was just about to do a chicken. But I do Plinky Pinky Flamingo. Look at those eyelashes. Charlene, you do a fantastic job. I think my soul sister Jess in New Jersey is a little like upset that I didn't ask her to do that stuff, but like, but she said you're very talented. That's a compliment. Um, I don't know what I guess subconsciously right here why I'm this piece of brilliance. This book is old. Mr. Niche. Should I be wearing a smock in my work clothes? Yes. But will I? Probably not. For anybody that is crafting, let me know what you're making today. I'm sorry. There's a lot going on energetically. We all have to clear that out. Um, oh, stop it. You know what? If you pretend, you pretend very well. I like happy little accidents. I don't care. A lot of people don't like Bob Ross. I'm not the I know his story, like a legitimate story of how his artwork and his likeness was stolen from him and never, it's like most artists, you don't get famous until you're dead, transcend. Um, and for I know a lot of people send me stuff online. If you only did this, you can make a lot of money. I'm not looking for that quick fix. And I'm not looking for an ego trip with I never did as an artist ever. There are people out there who do these little infomercials. Well, if you join this, then look what I do and I make all this money. Okay, that's great, but you're selling one piece. And art does have its phases. Every artist goes starving at some point. I've always been in that starving category. But there are times that I do sell. But what you're seeing on a commercial is this a marketing tool to get you to lure you in. Well, I sell my stuff on Etsy and I blah, 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 blah. It's great. Good for you. That doesn't work for everybody. It really doesn't. This paint is very light. I gotta figure it out. Hi, Mary. Sorry, if I'm like, hi, what's up? So I'm gonna be painting. I'm doing this sand yellow. I don't know why they call it sand yellow. I don't know if there's copyright on paint names. I think Crayola names are copyright written, but I really don't care. Macaroni cheese is gonna be macaroni and cheese yellow, orange, yellow, whatever. Have a good night, Charlene. Thank you for coming. You are a rock star. You are a rock star. You guys can sort of see me painting the cloud, kind of. Yeah, so a lot of us are being challenged right now with the energies of feeling stagnated. I know it's frustrating for me. It really is. Because I put my best foot forward every day. I'm putting that energy out every day. I'm walking in with pride. I'm walking in professional. I'm walking in as if feeling, walking, emoting, absorbing, exuding as if. But when is the as if actually going to manifest? Time will tell. Another thing that crossed my brain is that if we have to act as if, how are we acting as if on what dimensional scale are we acting as if on? Did we ever consider that concept? Think about it. Why am I asking you to think about it? Because most of us are still thinking on third, and this is subconsciously, you're just doing you, boo, and you're still thinking third dimension. We're still thinking third dimensionally. But what I really want to start challenging even myself is, okay, I want to collapse this. What version 4.0 is it going to look like? How should one feel on a higher dimension trying to manifest this three-dimensional, third-dimensional thing? Right? But most of us are jumping between 3 and 5 because we need to be anchored here in 3 in order for 4 to solidify and manifest and cohere and collapse into 4 octave density. The Law of One, Ra talks about the octaves. The Curtises started talking a little bit about the octaves too. Blavatsky and some others talk about the beautiful octaves of expression, the sub-octaves. So when we say lower fourth astral, it is the lowest of the octaves that you can experience. In our experience, many of us are on 6th, 7th, 8th D of thinking expansion. It doesn't necessarily stop at 5. My 6.5 density self is in this vehicle. But it understood it had to drop the veil for a little bit. It forgot. It did, it forgot. I don't like that forgetting either. And we're always in flux anyway. If anybody listens to Bashar, I'm not the biggest Bashar fan. Don't think I am. But he has a point when he says that you're continuously always shifting, because you are. Energy is always shifting. In a blink of an eye, you already shifted 100,000 times in a second to another dimensional space. It's about collapsing the cohesion of the wave function. It's about feeling that state and holding that state. It's the Peter Pan syndrome. I talk about Peter Pan a lot, but it's holding that happy thought until you can fly. Now, what human being with an emotional state can really hold euphoria without a drug? Mr. Burns, hi, for hours and holding that exact state. Not easy. Hard to achieve. Is it impossible? No. But is it hard and difficult? Yes. I mean, are we still playing out collective karma? Humanity's karma? Certain people hold imprints. Some of you are feeling that. We're not done with the cloud, but the cloud. Cloud. And I think that sign's going to be yellow too. Yellow, orange. The beautiful thing that we can owe ourselves to is that we volunteered for this nightmare. I know I volunteered. But and I know Scott and I know El Sunray all are in the same pact of the dark ones. And what's interesting is understanding why I have the Archangel Collective, the negative and the positive, come through. I never understood that component. I'm like, okay, so I have a bit of good and a bit of bad. Yeah, but that's duality. That's what makes us up. Didn't see the big picture. And of course, you're not alluded to those big pictures. Big picture. In order to have wisdom, you have to walk through experience. In order to have a better understanding of how certain components in life work, you have to have experience. You have to go through the experience, through it, feel it, emote it, have it happen to you in order to gain the wisdom, in order to imply and embrace it, to walk it, to speak it, and to make it yours. And in order to help other people. Like I said, I think a lot of the stalemate energy that we are sitting in, it's stale. It's stale. It ain't fun. You know what's not fun? Having it shoved in my face that I'm not teaching art. Not being treated like a human being at times. Not being appreciated for the things that you do. And maybe the expectations that other people place on you are too high. And that's not to lower your standards. That's just where you're at. You got to meet somebody where they're at energetically. And sometimes we're shifting in between the world of 3 to 5. There is a definite disconnection in some form or fashion that's going to occur. We've also had one. Now these are blips, little blippies, little blips. We had one blippy, two blippy, not bluey, bippy. We're not. See, the electromagnetic field is gridding. It's not necessarily boxing, because I know a couple of people have asked me about the boxing effect. We are the grid. We are the grid. Hi. We're forming that. We've been forming it. We're there. We are forming the light grid. We're up there. We're doing it. Many of us in our angelic forms are up there already. Strung the web of fate. The light. I've been working on that for half my life from this vehicle. When I sleep, I'm upstairs. I'm threading the grid, attaching different people, different components and energies to this grid. And it's geometrical. It's in some sort of sense geometrical. Whether you want to call it a square, you want to call it a triangle, you want to call it a dodecahedron, it's still geometric in nature. We're still bound by ontological mathematics. We are forming the quantum. We are there starting. But we're still bound in the matrix. That's classical physics, which is still going by. Bye, Felicia. It's going over there, but we're still bound by it in many ways. Because the totality of humanity has not accepted the new paradigm just yet. It's seeping into the collective consciousness now. Thanks to all of you. Give yourself a pat on the back. One of your many purposes has been fulfilled. And that's not a small feat, and that's not to delineate in any way, shape, or form. We all collectively helped humanity shift into the quantum age. Not because it was on its way, because we helped aid it in its delivery into the light. The E feels pretty high. Ha ha, it's giving a middle finger. Fuck. It's giving middle fingers. Fuck. It's giving a middle finger. That's a middle finger right there. That's a lot of energy. And you know what's happening? This is where what I need to work on. Breathing more and being more in the moment. Like I'm noticing after the fact that I am back into the subconscious, acting in the subconscious, being in the subconscious, running the program and not being in the moment, trying to defeat the damn shit. That's where that's where I'm very frustrated with myself. Because I don't mean to do that. But it's there for me to poke at it and go, okay, why do I feel this way? Why am I looping? How am I looping? Is the loop serving me a purpose? Did I not see something 25 years ago that I need to see today in a new eyes and a new lens and a new light? Am I looping certain things for a reason? And a lot of people are feeling this energy where you thought you healed this shit, you moved on from it, and somehow it is back again in a different way, in a different form, showing its ugly face. Like I'm seeing myself back in old patterning that I completely got rid of and lived without of for years. And now it's back again. Why? Is that a test from the universe to say, well, you already passed that test. You haven't been back in those behaviors and that way of thinking. But why? Is that just a test of my higher self going, are you healed? I don't like to be tricked. You know what my workout is? Lifting furniture and heavy objects all day. And kiddos tomorrow. That's gonna be it. I have a fire drill at 8:45 on the first day of school with little babies. Oh, I'm gonna probably have a very sore back by the end of the day. sore. Because I bet you I'm going to have to pick those kiddos up. And there's only 3 of us. You know, for me, Ashmaya, a lot of what is resurfacing in the old memories is not from this lifetime, for me at least. It's from other lifetimes I'm living concurrently. I don't believe, in my paradigm, in my reality, I don't believe time is linear. I run by it's simultaneously happening, because as soon as you become aware of that ripple of the other self, that you have to come and express it with love through, that ripple starts healing other selves. And you're integrating fractals of the fractal within you. Why, when people are like, oh, that's karma, Allison, I love you. I do. Why are you angry? If I'm making choices that are for a greater big purpose for me to learn from. It's my learning, no one else's. My feelings, my emotions, no one else's. I forgot I had this until I came downstairs and I said, well, today I'm going to do some crafting and let's craft together. But when am I going to craft? Stuff I have. Here we are. And I also put a Freya video out. That reminds me. Little Thor did come today, but because I am leaving my house ridiculously early in the morning to be at traffic, because of rezoning, Jason and Dina are in a different town technically. Their school is run, my school district and theirs is overlapped. So there's 2 different buses. There is a lot of different elements happening within between us. So getting there was a feat in itself this morning because of the storms we had overnight. I had to clear some tree limbs from JQ headquarters. A little bit more this afternoon when I went there. We had some powerful wind and gusts and electrical fun happening up here. So it's been a little difficult in the morning. Very difficult. But I went right after work because we're due for more storms, and my car will bottom out it will bottom out. Allison, wear a smock. You're okay. Mac and cheese. Back again. What's resurfacing for you, Ashmaya? This is my life right here. I know my sign language actually doesn't make that much sense. You guys are quiet. What are you pondering out there? What are we integrating? Has anybody did the Dark Chosen One videos? Because those are phenomenal. I know Scott's been. He's been listening. He's been learning. And it's great to know that there's people that like are, I'm not alone. Right? It's the suckiest emotional state that you could be in. I can tell you that much. Because there's a lot of sacrificing on the Dark Chosen side. Hi, Wendy. How are you, sweetheart? You know, the spiritual community will, oh, everything is going to be love and light. We're all going to get upgraded and the flash is going to happen and it's going to be this phenomenal, fantastical thing. Is it now? I didn't sign up for that. Not everybody's going to experience it. So why are you talking as if it's going to happen for everybody? Only you are going to know what is right for you. Do you know what's right for you? Anybody? Anyone? Bueller? Do you honestly know what what's gonna happen to you? Are you allowing other people to dictate that to you too? We got the CNN syndrome happening again on the other side. It looks weird. The beard's weird. It looks weird. Chicken! Buck buck! Chicken, chicken, chicken. Oh, that's great. Physical therapy will always cause you so. I had years of it. I'm not the biggest fan of physical therapy. Just putting that one out there. Not because I don't think it is helpful for some. It depends on what you're going for and what you need it for. I had it on my back, my knees, my shoulders, my neck. And the neck is the worst. The absolute worst. Yeah, I did a little Freya video when I got home and I was like, oh, what am I gonna wear to my craft and sip? I'm tired. Whatever. My work clothes. That Dark Night of the Soul is that you're always gonna remember. I don't know. I remember all of them. And I think the one that happened 3 years ago in the middle of the move, like getting here and just that was wicked. That was also an ego death at the same time. Like that was a lot of change. And not to say that that took a long time for me to move. I was so depleted, 100 pounds, hungry as a beast, not in the best situational feeling wise, but I'm like, oh, everything's gonna turn out okay. And I had that faith. I knew it. I knew I was gonna be okay. But that dark night was, and that was about the same time I literally found out about the Stargate, that I found out a big part and chunk and morsel of my truth. And my truth being I'm way more than I am in a physical vehicle. I knew why at that point with the Stargate, I knew why I was adopted. My favorite numbers start popping up all over the place again. As a child, it used to be everywhere. Then it faded out, but still presented itself. And that's a sign from spirit for me. And now all of a sudden it's popping up again in little ways here and there. Um, I just happened to look at my phone during my lunch, and a 6 hour um P 211 GTO, I think it's called that. 211. There's a gun with the 211 coins there. I need it. Want it. Just because it says 211. In my building, if I have an emergency and it's a not 911, it's a 6211. So there is things happening synchronistically. That does sound good. I need to add gray with orange without painting my beautiful book. I had pasta in Vineyard Marinara marinara sauce. Um, marinara. Yeah, I had some pasta I heated up for myself. Choo choo, choo choo train. I don't know if you guys can hear the tapping of my paintbrush. It is rather annoying. Anybody see the holographic meteor shower show? Curious. And also, is there anybody besides Buckshot, are you I don't, I know you're not you're on the coast, you're not, but are they evacuating you guys? Anybody being evacuated? Let me know. Anybody getting evacuated? Well, right now, Hurricane Erin is still, it's not gonna, I don't know if it's gonna hit land. It depends if we all work together in harmony and get that energy to shift out a little further out. But I'm hearing little inspiring fear porn out there in the ether. And I just want to make sure that whoever needs assistance, we can put it out there, we can help. And I can't believe I have water down here. That was not fun this morning, cleaning it up. I didn't even get all of it. Did it feel, Scott, so did the showers seem holographic to you? Simulated or like legitimate? Yeah, because I'm more, like I'm not in the television realm. I don't watch television often, and if I do, um, it's in an interesting light. Um, I can't hold that in. I'm hoping that some of us could do some energetic work to lessen. Listen, I keep saying that Curtis book says it, a lot of things are happening not necessarily for our greatest bad, but it's happening for our greatest good. And we have to see it as a divine intervention of sorts. Hmm. They're still using that cloaking bullshit. They need to stop. We know you're here. Get over it and start shifting in density so we can see even more. Hi. Hi, guys. I'll show you guys my clouds in a minute. what's interesting is Marine is not as awake as I thought, and which is fine. He will get there. But he sends me this interesting a article saying, the CIA knew about the grays. Well, which grays? The Mitra, the Solipsi Ra, the Ebens. What's the one from Bashar? The Asanis. They're all grays. The Nordics. Oh, are we talking about every capacity of all the Atlanteans in Palladian form? Are we talking about the Lyran humanoids? Are we talking about the Syrian humanoids? Are we talking about the Beta and Alpha Centauri hybrids, humanoid hybrids? What are we investigating? They say Nordics. Like, there's a lot of us out there. Not all are Palladian. And the Draconian! And the Mantoids. And the Insectoids. What about the Antarians? The Arcturians? I mean, Putin has a video of the Arcturians. I think they're the Arcturians. Blue Avians, that was supposedly coined by Corey Good. Check your ego, mister. I am not happy with the downpours that I'm getting over here because we got local flooding. And thankfully, the creek behind my house hasn't peeped up just yet. But I'm not a happy camper about that. We're formulating clouds. It looks like a dragon as now I'm looking at it, and it's not intentional. But we're doing clouds. That's a work in progress. We're doing clouds. Now, do I want to do welcome in bronze? What else do I have? I don't have much over here. I don't have this done. Or do I want to do a silver? Family. We have to think about it. I'm not yawning. I'm not yawning. I'm not yawning. Sorry, I'm checking. Oh dear. Whatever these like screenshots have me, it looks bad. I know you saw it. I tried hiding that. There is no hiding that. I do apologize. But I am very tired. I actually brought my mother's Birkenstocks. I have Birkenstocks that I fit in that my mother wore that I kept. I brought those to work today. My feet are not happy. I also am under I'm not trying to put myself in a megaton of stress. I'm just very stressed out. Bad. It's just reality and it hits in different ways. And I'm trying to alchemize it. I'm trying not to focus on it, trying not to think about it. But if you don't think about it, you're not paying attention to the reality that you're living in. And then, but at the same time, it's like eating my soul away. because there's nothing I can do about it. You know. So that's my brain. It's all over the place. And brain fog. Anybody else having brain fog? I haven't had brain fog in a long time and I don't like it. I'm noticing my thoughts are also all over the place and I'm very solid in my thinking. And if I'm channeling, yes, I'm all over the place. But like me doing my everyday shit and thinking about crap. Hi, Miss Freya Freya. I'm trying to see if I saved. I read that to you guys yesterday. I think I saved it on here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to look for something. But if anybody, Jason has pointed this person out before, MRMBB333. And he's posted twice now about Northwest Indiana and what's been going on above us. And it's very, 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 very bizarre when somebody of that caliber that's been pointed out and a lot of people see he's showing anomalies. I'm looking for a specific thing that popped in my head that I wanted to read to all of you. Um Also, I know a couple of people have asked me about Janine. At the moment, because of my schedule, I won't be able to pop on until I things are calm. Because I know some people like my readings and some people don't. I'm okay with that, whatever you feel. Um, could it be this one? No. Could it be that one? Okay, so I'm not alone because I feel like I don't know if it's me catching my age. And I do this a lot at work and I don't mean to do it, but a lot of people don't treat me as an adult. I'm treated as a child. I am addressed as a child. I don't know how that is happening or why. It doesn't necessarily bother me all the time. Hi, Lori's. How are you? Okay, good. Yeah, he's been he two posts already about Northwest Indiana where I am, and I didn't see anything, but I am seeing things. Not necessarily in the sky so much. So this is a post from the today. I will read this so it makes it there. The context is there. The sky lights up with one of the most magnetic alignments of the month as the moon and Jupiter come together in a powerful conjunction. The moon, which rules your emotions, intuition, and inner responses, joins with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, prosperity, and fortune. Together, they create a surge of energy that amplifies whatever you give your focus to. When the moon heightens feeling and Jupiter multiplies it, you get a cosmic push that brings momentum to the areas of your life that matter the most right now. This influence feels like a personal reset. After weeks where things seem delayed or out of your control, like that's everything in my life right now. Everything out of my control. It is as if the universe finally catches up with your intentions, helping the dreams you have been quietly building gain speed. Conversations that seem stuck can suddenly move forward. Messages you have been waiting on may arrive at the exact moment you need them. And someone who pulled away could reappear with words that change the entire connection. I just had that. The timing is so precise, it feels written in the script of your life. Aries, I go through all the signs. I didn't even see this. See, all these things say fanciful, beautiful things, and I want to accept them and affirm them and hold them and bring it in. Boom. And I've been doing it. And the only thing that I can say that did come to fruition from this is that conversation. Game changer, reconciling, understanding the big picture. Hi. Now, what I postulated to Scott, is it a hologram or not? A hologram doesn't necessarily mean it's fake. A hologram and the simulated matrix it will magnify to come down if it warrants itself. And all it is the overlapping of different densities and dimensional spaces. Interestingly enough, I tried explaining this to one of the girls that I work with who's like Doc from the Time Is Now podcast, Doc when he was in school. Bible studying, writing notes, like dissecting this big, I don't know what she's even reading. And she's somewhat like hesitant with me and very like, but she's also in this sciencey mind. So I kind of try to twist my thinking with her. And I'm like, well, if you look at it in a quantum science sense, and you look at it in a subatomic particle sense, and then her brain gets crosshairs and she doesn't know what to do. But we have to look at it, if is it really a holograph? simulated matrix. And if it is, that doesn't mean things are fake. It just means there's overlay. And where is it coming from? And is it just a test? Is it just okay, let's go tap into the collective consciousness and see where we're at? Beep. I see the fear porn about a certain ship that's coming in a month or two, and it's gonna land, and we're all gonna die. Oh, hi, Anthony. How are you? Nice for you to be here. Auntie Amy. Hi, baby girl. My sister, soul sister. Um. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Amy. We love you, and I'm here for you. And keep me updated. But keep your cool and keep your calm, okay? We're gonna send Sadie, little mini little Thor. Uh uh uh, uh good clearing energy. I just read The Holographic Universe. I enjoyed that book. It was really good. I'm also reading Federico Faggine's Irreducible. That's a phenomenal book. Loving it. But we have a firmament that projects, and our eyes are also projectors of a hologram that our collective consciousness is being channeled in from the electrons and the neutrons and the photons, and then here's our reality collectively making it together. Let's make a better one. Hi. Yes. Now, the funny part about all of this is it's not funny, but the reality is you create your own reality, and what you want in it is what is projected from your state of consciousness. So people who don't see the 8,000 versions of our leaders, the doubles, the clones, the cyborgs, the other entities walking through in skins. Oh, that happened to be Biden. Yeah, okay. The alive one that looked like that one with different eye color and different hand gestures and different signatures. And yeah, and the one that's now in front of us, there's 8 versions of him. There's golfer version, there is event one, there's one that's in Cheyenne Mountain. They're all over the place. Hi, Sparky. I'm still looking for some photographs for your drawing. I came close to 2. I'm still looking at more. I like to have options when I'm doing drawing. Unless you find if people somebody like, you know. I know this doesn't look like much. We're gonna get there. It's a process for me, but this is like hyper realistic. Yes. But within the firmament is there an outer space? Is it the lands beyond? Is it really Game of Thrones? Did they really tell us there's a big ice wall and there's giants and other fun things that are out there for us to discover? Is there the firmament for real and we are in a bubble in a quarantine Earth? Is there waters above and so below, like in Pirates of the Caribbean? Pirates of the Caribbean. Is it flat? Is it round? Is it toroidal? Is it a donut? Is there an inner, an outer, a hollow, a beehive? All these things to describe something that each and every one of you is going to just perceive differently. That's the reality. There's no right or wrong because you create it. And the version of what you create is what you're living. It in the wavelength, in the wave function of where your consciousness is sitting at, is where the collective that you belong to is frequenting, and that's the reality that you're all co-creating together. So the people that are super on the globe earth, that collective of that wavelength is previewing and viewing it that way. People that are flat earthers are in that wavelength. There's no right or wrong broadband width of energy. And that collective consciousness is viewing it that way. And those of the religious paradigm are experiencing their paradigm. Everybody's experiencing their reality through their two physical vehicle eyes. Your third eye is trying to help you see beyond the layers of density, dimensional spaces, in higher octaves of form, in different higher broadband widths. If you could think about how your computer gets that Wi-Fi signal, it's zeros and ones whizzing through the air. You can't perceive it. Some of us can, but not everybody. But I'm live because of that Wi-Fi signal that you yet can't see but still exists. So why is it so easy for us to just, oh, that's woo woo woo, but a Wi-Fi signal is not woo woo. It's still something you can't perceive yet still exists. It's metaphysics. And when we get unstuck and detached from the idea that you need to perceive your reality the same way everybody else does, you're moving on up. Some people still don't believe in the aliens. Some people still know that they have been here, and the disclosure that they keep wanting you to, we need disclosure. No, you don't. You already know the truth within you. That's all that matters. I don't care how many CIA agents sit in front of Congress. It's a fucking movie, by the way. And the fact of the matter is, you already know the truth inside of you. Why do you need something outside of yourself to dictate your reality? You don't. We are the aliens and they are us. Not everybody is a starseed. That there's a truth there, but the majority of us are. Yeah, deplorable. I'm gonna say that the storms that have been hitting up here and the lightning that has been striking super close to my house, like my house is shaking like an earthquake happened. It needs to have whatever is trying to get to me, it's helping me, and it's also it's painful. Like getting shocked is painful, but it's clearing the blocks of voltage within my system. I hold high voltage. It's not easy. I can go stand on the damn grass all day. It ain't doing shit. I got to do some Tai Chi, feng shui. I got to move. I got to go into the water. I got to put stuff in the water. There's a lot of things that I have to detoxify, but also like ground myself with. It's not just one thing. Yes. And there's no wrong way Whatever you're getting is obviously from your higher self. That's a part of a bigger collective. That's part of a bigger collective. That's part of a bigger friend. You are with source. You're all that is. All that is decided to have an experience in matter. And you fell. And you fell. And you fell. And you fell. And you were the Rishi, the Ascended Master, the Archangel, the Angel, the Ethereal, the Celestial. You were the lower astral. You were the ghost. You were in the dream. You are spirit right now with your loved ones. You were the animal. You're the blade of grass. You're the tree. You are the inanimate object on your desk. You are all things. When you come into the awareness of that, you start detaching your emotional states to the mundane crap that we hold on to. And where I'm sitting at and where I'm having trouble is that my higher self is all the way up here in La La Heaven Land and beautiful things and rainbows and sparkle farts and unicorn shirts and love and feeling great. And then this vehicle that's conscious in this now moment is like, I'm hungry. I can do this. I need caffeine. I I have flamingo. I have pinky. I got green chicken. I have these things. But in the 3D, we're feeling it. We're feeling the pinch. We're feeling the inflation. We're feeling. That's the important aspect here. We're feeling. And it's not that we want to feel lack. It's not that we want to feel separation. We're having this experience for a reason. It's to learn. What do we need to learn out of this experience? And that's where many of us on the spiritual side are hung up on. It's one thing to know I'm a star seed. Are you saying it out of ego, out of wanting an ego trip, or are you saying it because you feel it, you know it, you're experiencing it, and that you're integrating it into your soul? That's two different things. When I say I'm an archangel and I have two of them through me, that is not me going, look at me. I'm going to sell you courses. I'm going to channel hello and I'm channeling Gabriel to you today. I'm not doing that because that's inauthentic and that's not of source. Brent, you got some of us on Facebook, right? Um, Brent, can you post on Facebook for us your pictures, whatever information you have? We will get that out. Let me know so that if with your permission, I will share that on this video, on this live right now. I am in Indiana, so that might help you. Brent, as soon as you get that information, pass it along. Even if I'm done with the live, I will put that out. If you with your permission. I don't want to do something that you're not comfortable with, but I definitely want to help you. Yes, everybody send some prayers over to Brent. Just put it in the chat. His cousin is missing. And we need to energetically hone in right now and bring that cousin home. Awesome. Whatever you have, like, I know this is like when you first get a miss, like there's a lot going on in your head, Brent, and totally. But if you could put your county, where she's missing from, a contact email, it doesn't need to be a phone number. Email sometimes is keeps your privacy a little bit better. A picture, maybe less whereabouts what that person could have been wearing. We can definitely get that out and we can put it on WeNotMe as well. I think I still have access to that. I know Buckshot does Facebook and get that out. Because as I'm still new to Indiana, but I'm sure I can get some people that I know to blast that out. And I'm more than happy to share that here. I'm praying that it's just how old is the cousin, Brent? Mm. Let us know how old. I'm trying to hone in on your energy to hone in on. Okay. Yeah, I'm not picking up in the moment because I think there's too much bouncing at me. But I'm gonna try to hone in even more now that I have a name. Pam Neweed, Weed, Newed. I'm bad at pronunciation, as we all know. Um, where is my Mazel Tov? Okay, I'm dropping everything, but that's all right. So I'm gonna write some of this information down so that knee witty. Okay. I'm bad at that. Need witty. You see, Brett, but like that's the thing when these catalyst, and I'm gonna call it a catalyst, not to be disrespectful, but when these things happen to us, when you don't need to know that family member that well, and especially when you get older, you do have other things going on in your life. You don't think of people all the time. Like I don't really think about my other cousins. They do pop up in my thinking once in a while. My adopted family, at least. Oh, that's too black. Um, I'll be able to hone in a little better And again, spirit is probably high. There's a lesson in that somewhere. And I don't want to project something that's not necessarily on the right timeline just yet. But we're going to send some prayers out. See, I painted it orange and you can barely see it on this. I told you I'm crafting. Yes, but if there's anybody in what part of Indiana is she in Indiana, Brent? I know you are, but is she? And the reason why I asked that is I could put the SOS out. Mm. Jeffersonville across. Sorry guys, I'm writing this down. All right. I got that information now. Thank you, Brent. Um, breathe. We need to breathe. Hi, B lady. How are you? Brent, let us know if there's a Facebook post or something that your family does or you guys do that with the picture and everything, and we will blast that out, okay? I will try. What's going on, B lady? I'm crafting, trying to craft, making the best. Some prayers out for Brent's cousin, who is missing at the moment. Putting the energy into the field and asking the angels and the archangels and the celestials and the interdimensionals and dimensionals to help find Is child of the light. Calling in all the principalities to aid our friend and soul tribe Brent in finding his cousin. In the love and the light of the one infinite creator. May this catalyst be short and sweet. May the lessons of this time be bright, filled with wisdom. Buckshot, have you been reading that? We gotta look out for Brent's info. If Brent gets it, we could throw it on WeNotMe. Awesome. Thank you, Brent. I don't want to freak you out. We all really want to help you. And especially those of us that are not, I'm not anywhere near Jacksonville. But there might be people on my page that know somebody down there, right? It's not like Amish mindset is if I can't do something, but I put the chain of help out there, someone might. And I had that thinking when I was looking for my birth family. I'm like, oh, if I just put my information out there, you never know when someone comes across it that might know the answer or might be able to help you. Like if anybody goes in the Wayback Allison machine on my Facebook, you'll see me with a big poster with my information on there. Hi, I'm looking for my birth mom. Hi, I'm looking for my birth family. I was born at this time, at this location, and at that time I had no idea where I was born. Go figure that one out. But I did 23andMe and that helped, but not everybody has those outlets. And then you were the father, Michael Davis. That Maury Povich happened live. Indiana, B lady. Indiana, near Kentucky. So I'm putting an SOS out to the angels, my light body, to help our soul tribe be Brent to find his cousin safe, healthy, and fine. And she's in her 30s. So that's a little bit more. I mean, any age is not good, but why I tend not to go out in public much without a pew pew, which I would love that 211 6-hour that was out. I saw an advertisement for. I want the M4 to the M400, whatever it's called. No, we're gonna let this dry over here, apparently. Doing the best. I don't I that that's a first, and I'm really hoping that she is found tonight. So if there is a Facebook post that you get, I'm more than happy to share it with you and for you and put it out on WeNotMe. There are people down in that area. They might not live in Indiana, but they live in Kentucky or Illinois in those areas. I think it's very important. Um, I did not get to listen to the Arcturian Council, The Massive Shift to Come. Did I listen to it 2 days ago? I don't remember. See? Be lady. My baby's coming tomorrow. I'm exhausted. Um, I've been getting up and cat sitting, so I'm at JQ headquarters really early in the morning. And then I go to work, finish my coffee, and I've been setting up my classroom. No offense to my teacher. Did not come in this summer to do anything. And we finally got it done today. Thankful for my principal that walked into my room and gave us some stuff for the classroom. I just put two binders on the floor with some sleeves for paper covers, and I have to get some zip ties for some wires, and I gotta make some documentation binders, so diaper changing logs and seizure, epileptic, allergy logs. Sparky, that's scary. That's scary. And I'm glad she was found. But could you imagine those 3 months? That's why I enjoy Amish mindset. The concept was I watched the show, that Santorini guy who interviews people from all around the United States. And he interviewed an Amish guy who was like, this is not my farm, but we come in as a community and we help each other. Spirit's like, okay, yeah, that's what we need humanity to do. The Amish mindset thing. It's not because the guy that owned the farm at the moment couldn't work. He broke his leg. But instead of the family suffering and the guy suffering financially, the community pitches in and people come in to help. Now, if we all did that in every form or fashion, a click of a mouse is Amish mindset. It's energy exerted. A sharing of a post, even if you share the same stuff, you never know who's going to come across that post. You don't know. Amish mindset is your exertion into feeling the energy and putting it out there, be like, well, I can't help, but maybe someone else I know can. I just moved out to Indiana. I don't know many people and I'm up in northern Indiana. But I bet you there's a whole plethora of people that I work with that has been down there and knows family. And, everybody's kind of, I noticed that the Midwesterners keep in their flocks in the Midwest. You never know. If I say something to somebody and I show them a picture, they might know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that's down there that can help out and put up a flyer somewhere. That's why I like Amish mindset. You're taking it and you're making a chain of help. And if we did that in every facet of this world and we actually felt and cared for other people, what a difference in game changing. Not just the people that you like, everybody. I can't tell you how many times I have shared other people's businesses and Amish mindset, please. I can't financially help people with anything right now, but when I had it, GoFundMe and the other one, the one that a lot of us use. It's not coming to my brain right now. See, brain fog is a real thing. Allison is tired. Not, I'm not, it's not coming to me. But the other one, I used to help out fund wise. You see, and Wendy, that's the thing. Give, send, go. Thank you, Scott. See, my brain's off. Wasn't getting anywhere near that. But you see, that's the thing, Wendy. That's why Spirit dropped that Amish mindset to me. My prayers to you, Brent, and I am praying that we're gonna get help and we're gonna help you, okay? Please get any information. Me and I can forward it to Dina and Dina's always a text message away. I can always ask her. We can put up a thing so that next time Jason does a show, I don't know when they're coming back because again, too much going on. But yes, Brent, we will get that information out and we will spread it, okay? So get more information, get me a picture. We will put up a little post somewhere and get the faster we can get it, even if it's tomorrow, we're gonna get it out for you, honey. Let's all pray together that her safely returned spirit, soul, essence, and body is intact and in one piece. Yeah, I can't, you never know if someone just went out and didn't say, this is why a lot of people were confused. Yes. Thank you, Barbara. I don't, it's a lot because I'm already, it's a week for, it's another 7 to 8. Yeah. And I wasn't left with much cat food. So I love them. Anywho, the more people that we can get that information out, the better. Yeah. As soon as I can get a picture and some more information, I know Brent's going to work on that for us, and we can post it and put it out on Facebook, Telegram, Instagram, wherever it needs to go. And the next time Jason does a show or I do a show, I can post it up there. We can ask people to help. Absolutely. Until she's home. For sure. But that stuff irks the living daylights out of me. That there's so many people that are willing to do and they don't. Or they're lazy. Yeah, she sent me stuff. It's just there's enough food for now. I don't know how long it's gonna last. But that like it's because of me work over the weekend I can probably go out and like decompress, but it's a lot when I'm working and then having to do like that twice a day. And then my other stuff that I have to get done for my life. It like I still have my old phone. I still have my old phone. I still have yet to get to the T-Mobile store because every time I make a sound effort, something happens where I can't get there. So I'm not getting the things that I need done in my life because yeah. I believe that Brent is on my Facebook as like a personal friend. So as soon as that hits, it's hitting my feed for sure. Hi, Ivy. Oh, you're still at work. Oh, geez. I'm happy I'm not at work. Um, I'm hanging on to. My battery's going to explode. That's really it my battery's bubbling out on the bottom of my phone. So when people are no one here, but I get people that has to send me information that I'm not interested in anymore, and they have to show me all the Q drops and the this and the that and the this, and I'm not interested because it's in here. Truth is in here. Hi, it's here. I love it. My truth is in my heart. And even though my heart could be a rigid, sassy, that's my shadow. But I'm going to be 2 seconds because I want to see if I have another sign, and then maybe you guys might vote which one will go on the cloud. But give me a second. It's a battlefield of hell. I blew out more light bulbs. I got two more blown out. Um, Kyle's mom's a big fat bitch, is the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. My signs went missing, and I just saw them earlier. I found one. I found two. Same one. I totally thought I had more. Okay. I am back. Back again. Um, oh, that's awesome. Was it? I usually spray paint my stuff. Um, and I thought I had more signs in one specific location. Not feeling the blessed. Not feeling the purple congratulations. Not feeling the love. I mean, I feel love, but not like that. Not in the signs. Oh yeah. Well, the movie that we're all projecting, I am not giving energy to it anymore. I think it's a waste of energy. No offense to anybody that's in it to win a chicken dinner winner. I'm focused on our ascension, our moving on up to the east side of that galactic realm. I am here to want things for everybody in prosperity, abundance. I know that I timeline jumped a whole bunch, and we are all doing it recently. And then there was a shiv moment, a test from the universe, a shadow test, not just a light test, a shadow test, a fuck you test. And it really was not the best for me to experience. Sorry, I shook the table. Um, my other selves that are not this body, I am integrating these things to heal, and it's not fun when you're subconsciously bringing something that never was lived in this life out into your in this life, and it's affecting your relationships. And then you're picking up on patterns that are not necessarily the ones you've lived in this body's experience, and yet you're integrating it and it's experienced in this life. Fuck. That's not fun. Yeah, I'm on day 4 of school, and this school system sucks. Scott, Ivy's a light worker. That's what she is. Um, yeah. I don't know if any of you were feeling that too, where your exterior world, the other selves that are playing other aspects of you, your masculine, your feminine, that they're projecting shit at you, and you're like, what the hell is this left field from? Wait. Why am I behaving that way? Why am I projecting that way? That is not me. What the f is that? That's been me the whole month. That's also been my twin. Uh, not karmic. This one's not karmic. It's a twin. Twin flame. Twin soulmate flame. Twin soulmate flame. Flame. Shadow. 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 Flame. Mm-hmm. That's a really good question, B lady. You know in the now moment why everything happened to you, that it served a purpose and your programming needed to be at this juncture. You said at this age, at this juncture in your life, whatever the catalyst is, bam, you woke up. So a twin flame is your other complement of a test. They're your opposites. They're the inversions of you. And you can spiritually pluck everybody else's definitions of flames out. I've had a soulmate. Anybody could be your soulmate. Okay. And it doesn't need to be a romantic relationship to have a soulmate. You designate certain people in your life to be your soulmate in terms of helping you out. Not all soulmates are meant to stay in your life either. You could choose the romantic ones, but even that, at some point, people get divorced for a reason. There are reasons for the soulmate connection, but you can have a soulmate as an animal. You can have a soulmate as a best friend. You can have a soulmate as a family member. These are the people that are guiding and helping you in your life. And it could be in any facet. It doesn't need to be romantically. We've been programmed to think a soulmate is a romantic partner, and it doesn't need to be that. Oh yeah, I yes, we do. We have a ton. And it all depends on your timeline and where you're experiencing your timeline. If you don't need a soulmate in the career sector, you're going to jump to another sector that you need a soulmate in to help you. I'm going to read you the generic twin flame dynamic. It's a dynamic, but I'm going to put a fucking shiv and wrench into that. A twin flame is a concept describing a unique, intense soul connection where two individuals are thought to be two halves of the same soul, mirroring each other. Why is my aunt calling me? I love you, Aunt Bobby, but I'm live. Sorry. Each other experiencing profound personal and spiritual growth through their relationship. It can be romantic, platonic, or familial, and is characterized by a deep sense of recognition and a power of transformative dynamic. Now, technically, any one of you can be my twin because we're all from all that is. But if you read Reconstructing Reality, your androgynous sixth density self densified down to fifth and started to split into the feminine and the masculine aspects of your soul, where they then come down to 4 and then 3. And 3, they are in the veil. They don't know that they're of the same soul. They don't know the experiences. They know nothing. And at some juncture in the orchestration of worlds, some twin flames meet. And some of those twin flames marry. And some of those twin flames are really a hotbed of fuck ups. All the animals that you had in your life are going to have in your life or have now in your life are all designated to you. You chose them. So, B Lady, what is really interesting is somebody I work with in my classroom had a baby out today. And I'm like, you should only listen to the minister. I refer to Doc. And I'm like, you would love him. He's well read and studied and is ridiculously knowledgeable in everything that you're doing. But I said that she asked me, does he like it? And I said, no, because when you're fixed in one you're not expanding your purview and viewpoint and allowing in other areas of thinking, you're limiting your consciousness. And if you're only being projected one point of view, you're not getting all points. And she goes, oh. And I said, yeah. I'm like, that's why a lot of people see me as the devil, even though I am, if you would put me in a religious context, Christ consciousness is me and all of you. I'm all about Yeshua, but Yeshua in the sense that he came here to help everybody understand what they are. That's not what is in the Bible. They're not, but here's the thing, like the people that are challenging you and you're fighting with and you're having communication errors with, and even what's going on with me and Maureen, it all has to happen. All of it. The ugly and the good at the same juncture. What is hard for somebody that is not, it's not to lower anybody in a vibrational sense, but he's not there yet in the understanding of what these things mean deeper. So when I'm telling him, hey, I'm mirroring, you're mirroring back, and this is like a crossing the streams of holy crap, fuck, too much. The streams are crossing. This is where a lot of the conflict of hell happens and miscommunication and this tit for tat nonsense. But in its essence, a twin is really you. It's your complete self in another person. So if I'm exhibiting the feminine in this life as a female gendered, and I find my twin as a masculine, they're reflecting back to me the things that I need to heal as I'm doing the same back to them. It's a mirroring. And it's an ugly shit show at times. But a true soulmate, a true person that understands that dynamic will work with it and come into an acceptance of that's the dynamic we chose to help each other ascend and heal. That's not easy when people don't understand that dynamic, and they will also apply third dimensional thinking to it and go, well, that's escapism. You're not confronting your issues. Well, you are in a different method spiritually. This is where a lot of the spiritual people like ourselves if you're not in a relationship, or you're not married, or you're in in the middle of going by, it's asking yourself, where's the lesson? Where's the teaching? What are you taking away from this? And kind of taking a step back and taking a bigger picture view of where your boundaries are, where do they need to be, and where do you need to lessen them? Not all boundaries are meant to be there forever. Not all boundaries are there for a lifetime. And that's something that we all need to understand. You got to let yourself out. And of course, your subconscious already has its boundaries. But we're supposed to break through those boundaries because the old way and the old self is leaving us. And that's the ego wanting to keep on and latch on to the old self. So it's going to keep pulling you back. It's pulling itself back into naughty, bad behavior. Subconscious shit and programs that you thought you healed, but now it's going to a next level and a next level. And then it's coming through 3D and you're like, I don't even know. And that's even for me. I had no idea until something in my head clicked. I'm like, why was I acting like that and saying those nasty, horrible things? That is not me. And don't think it didn't make me feel like a fucking third world piece of fucking poo-poo. Because it did. Behavior was not Allison, the 670 person. It was an old version of another sort of self that came through me. And it wasn't pretty. But the same could be said about my twin. We never know until we really think and analyze and break things down, why things occur in our lives, why people are sent into your life. Why do they show up out of nowhere? What's the synchronicity? If you really broke these things down and not doing it in a rational, logical, third dimensional way, but you're looking at big picture way, you're looking at expansive way, why did somebody come into your life? A, contracts, B, orchestration, but there's other layers of those things that you need to explore. Why? What is this person in front of you challenging you? Oh, have fun, Kathy, laying down. I'm going to be getting off soon because I got other things I got to get done before I go to sleep. But thank you for coming and watching and being a participant in our chat, Lovey. Then we have the dark empath. The see you next Tuesday. Hi, that me. It wasn't pretty. And sometimes the lesson is a blessing to even acknowledge. And everything is in divine orchestration. So when we're sitting and we're putting judgment and placement, I do this all the time and I'm trying to stop it. I have to take a step back and view it from the eagle eye, but view it also from a further distance that I am not just hovering above it. I'm kind of flying back and seeing a bigger expansion. It's one thing to look down from a higher viewpoint, but it's another to actually step back and see a bigger totality. And that's the thing, Sparky. We all have to integrate our shadows and we have to work with them. It's not that they go away. And yeah, we want to project a certain aspect of us that we want the world to see. And I think that's why a lot of people get me in the wrong light, because when you see me when people see me in person, I am a whole nother energy than I am when I'm here. But it's not a fake person. I'm not wearing a mask either. I am my authentic self. I already been stepped into that role a long time ago. It's integrating what no longer serves me and then getting it out healthy, releasing it by Felicia over there in a healthy manner. Can't do that, or you could do it, but you can't do that if you're not consciously aware of what your dynamic is with somebody. Now that I know my dynamic, I could sit back and go, okay, wait, there's no reason for you to feel this way because this is a whatever it is, a lesson, a test, a teaching. Okay, stop taking it so personal, take a step back. How can you show up for this person better? How could they show up for you better? Ping pong. But also no, the boundaries are there and everything happens for a service and a purpose. So if things don't work out, great, but things are in a way, the things happen for a reason. Everything has a purpose and a service. I speak from a bitterly tough love kind of perspective because I'm not asking you to believe in anything that I perceive in this reality that I have created, but we co-created a bigger dynamic for each other. We co-created this reality that we're all in the same wavelength, trying to experience this world. And for unfortunately, for a lot of us, we chose pain and suffering as a device to help Gaia to accelerate the light. Because the light is the strongest when it's in the darkest of places. And many of us are tests to alchemize that darkness. And I'm one of them. So I hold space for everybody, and I hold space for the fact that we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. And each and every one of the relationships I hold, whether it be friendship, romantic, whether it be my cats, my friends, the people I work with, it all serves a purpose and a lesson and a teaching. And sometimes I'm the teacher, and then other times I'm the student. And it's a continuous dynamic that we all need to take and hold in a space of, oh, gratitude. That's one big thing that a lot of people are missing as well. Having gratitude for the things that are challenging. Of course, that's hard. But we're integrating more of this energy now into our field. We are slowly dynamically shifting the collective. We're seeing that in the Schumann, we're seeing it in the solar flares, we're seeing it in how we are feeling. We're integrating a lot more energy, a lot more light, a lot more electric. It's not fucking rainbows and sparkle shirts. It's not pretty. It's painful. I do too, Ashmaya. And I think after 3 years of massive changes, of just keep pushing, keep motivated, keep going, keep pushing, change, push, putting yourself out there, doing all this stuff, and I'm not seeing any results. Like, either the universe is like really laughing at me, the demonics are going, haha, you didn't learn your lesson, bitch. Or I'm not supposed to be doing it by myself. I when people test my boundaries, I'm okay with the testing of the boundaries because it shows how strong my boundaries are, but I also have to know when to relinquish some of those boundaries that no longer serve me. If I want to bring love in and I want to feel love in its fullest potency, I have to be willing to get hurt in order to allow that love to come back in. There's a give and take dynamic. When you're first getting to know somebody in a romantic sense, there's always a honeymoon period. Everything is great, and there's rose-colored glasses on sometimes. And then other times when you just get every fucking nasty thing out of the way, then you can move on, vicariously go, oh, I know that person in their bitchy mode. I know that person when they're in this mode. If you get it out of the way in the beginning, then you know what you're getting yourself into. But when it's all la-di-da and roses and you don't know somebody for their real shit and how they're going to react. And if someone's really masking themselves and hiding away in a corner, not giving out their anger, not showing or expressing their emotions, and they're just lottie-dotting you, that's fake, false, phony shit too. There's no perfect way of this life and the experiences that you chose to overcome or to integrate. I just wish, and I really do hope, and I'm not hearing it enough from other people in the spiritual world that have some, I don't like to say influence because I don't want to be an influencer. I want to be somebody that people can relate to see me in them. Not necessarily my gothicness, but my experiences. Can you see some of yourself in me? If you do, it's going to help integrate what you need to move forward. We're here as stewards of God to help walk other people through things that they're not strong enough to walk through. So if we don't go through the layers of death of hell, metaphorical speaking, if we don't know what that dark place actually experientially looks like, feels like, and we're not in that state, and we just falsify that we know about the darkness and we've been depressed and we know what it feels like, and you're faking it, you're false light. We need this spiritual community to like literally walk your talk, not just tell you what you read in a book, because that's not what I do. I read books to help you expand, but I also have walked a lot of life experience in a very short amount of time on this planet, in this body. So it's insane and not insane at the same time. I can only give and this is why I have a speaker's role, and that is a mission that I'm supposed to speak my journey. I'm supposed to go through the heaviness, the most intimate places in my soul, so that there's other people that can go, oh, yes, I know exactly how you feel, or I felt similar. And that's the connection you want to make with people. And then we can share, unify. Well, how did you heal that? And how did you come from your angle to approach that situation? And that's how unity really is supposed to work. You're not supposed to see eye to eye and meet in the middle and kumbaya in the middle of Woodstock. It's a great concept, but that's not how that works. You're supposed to work with other people and help collectively share journeys. And oh, I took this approach and I took that approach. Now I have a plethora of approaches, not just my own, but I've walked it, felt it, experienced it, and now I can share my wisdom. And now everybody who felt that can share their wisdom. And the more wisdom we're sharing, the more our field grows, the more seeds we are planting in those that are not in the same wavelength. And eventually, that seed starts to grow. And eventually, that seed starts to make a shoot and it breaches the ground and it's birthed. But then there's a whole other process of, is the dog going to pee on it and kill me? Is the sun going to fry me to death? Is there going to be enough rain? Is the elements are at play, and that's how life is. You don't know what next day is, if you're going to have a drought, if you're going to get water, if you're going to have sun. All these things are factors in growth of a plant. Now think about everything that we go through in life. We don't know what factors are going to happen because they happen in the moment, day by day, moment in moment. At any moment's notice, a cat could come up and go, and your shoot is at risk of dying. So we got to take our life like that. And we're all here planting seeds of growth and knowledge. And the more of us who have suffered through unimaginable, unspeakable things, we chose that role to help others, to be guides, to be healers, to be helpers, to be on the forefront. We don't want to leave people behind. The people I work with that have no effing concept of what I am saying, it's like La La Land, you're a woo woo woo. You're woo woo woo. Ric Flaired reverse. But something inside of them is sparked, and the root has not grown down yet further enough for it to like hold itself in order to shoot up first. People are still in their birthing stages. We have already been blossomed. If you go back to the Curtis books that I've read this week, the Mystic Rose is 98% of us in this chat. And I'm only saying that because I don't know where everybody really is. I'm not here to judge you either. Everybody's on a different mission, a different journey, but we're all collectively here because we chose it. Some of us are ready to go home. I am. Spirit is here. It's interesting, Scott. There is so in let's okay, hang on upstairs. Okay, because you're mentioning everything that like some of us have been through. I just went through it. So you got to look at it this way. You're in something. subconsciously you're being pulled by the universe, your synchronicity, divine orchestration happens. And then there is a lesson there. And then there's other things that are there that are, especially in twin, that you're like, oh fuck no. Eh, eh, fuck. Okay. But then you take the step back. Then you do your hermit shit. Right? You gotta take that's the version of the eagle. It's not just looking at it from the down position. You gotta fly several miles back and see the bigger picture. And that's why a lot of people commented on that, because I had no idea that it was gonna post to the fucking world again. I thank you everybody that wished me well, but there's some little karma. I love you. Stop. I have to play. It's me having to go through it. No one else has to go through it but me. If I'm willing to go back to something because I feel something is there that is A, needing still more work, but also it's a teaching and it's also a feeling. I'm not going to ignore my higher self. I'm not going to ignore my guides, and I'm not going to ignore my contract. Whether it's going to end me and hurt, they're also a part of me. They're going to feel the same way. But yeah, um, you're never ever second guessing. You think you're second guessing. We got to look at the second guessing as your ego trying to hold you in some form of patterning. That's what I was in last week. I had to take that step back. I had to take the big deep breath and go, why, A, was I acting that way? Why was I projecting that way? Why was I thinking that way? Whoa, I was not in the right on certain things and it hurt me. Not I can admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong in certain aspects. It really actually hurt me. I had to take that step and breathe and go, well, now how can I make that better? How can I reconcile this so there is no karma that I have to come back to this bitch for? And maybe if we talk like adults and say, hey, we need better communication because this did not work out the first time. And say, hey, we need to like kind of slow our roll and know each other a little better so we know how to react around each other and try to make it work. And I'm not just speaking for me, I'm speaking from like a collective of people that have been through these rough relationships before. This is not my first rough one, right? It depends on the level of hurt and how that hurt hits, right? If someone's physically abusive to you, I mean, in my situation, I'm sure he might be listening. Hi, Marine. I have to give the Monopoly pass because I fucked up in one way and so did he. But like there is an actual physical excuse. There's no excuse, but there actually is an actual reason for some behavior and for things said. There really is. There's no bones about it. So yeah, both of us are in wrongs and both of us have our rights. And it's about, okay, how do we move forward? How can we move forward? The feelings are there. The intensity is there. I know deep down in here, there is a huge soul connection that I cannot ignore. It's something I can't ignore. And there is a reason for it. So it's divine orchestration. The universe orchestrated this. I just got to see it for what it is. And we're not there yet. That takes time to unfold. It's not like some people meet their soulmate and it's like, and they're married for 45 freaking years and everything is like dandy. Not everybody has that experience. And, especially at my stage of my life, doing the alone thing is not easy, but it's something I am used to, and it's something I have to start relinquishing if I want to be with somebody and be with them a long term. I have to relinquish some of my hyper independence. And that's how we learn. I'm still learning. We're all still learning. It doesn't matter how long you're married or how not long you're married, or if you're married at all. It's a matter of communicating your needs and communicating them in a way that the other person isn't seeing it in an abusive way or what have you. Yeah, see, Scott, yeah, you're in a very similar position that I'm in. And that's because you're jumping to your timeline jumping and quantum leaping at the same time. So your missing time is jumping into another catalytic, but you're like not sure where you're landing. That's literally what just happened to me. I know I jumped because the one thing I asked for to manifest did, but then it like threw up in my face in a blaze of glory. But then I shifted two more times, three, four, five, six more times. And now I'm like, okay, but wait, I got to step back again and go, okay, breathe, slow down. What is the meaning of all this? And now I'm starting to see the real, true, real meaning, that a lot of it is myself needing to purge other selves. And I can't project that onto him. That's not his fault. But it's also him doing the same thing, and he's very much not in the awareness of what he's doing. And it's in his astrology. It's in the astrology. Word for word. It's insane. Synchronicity doesn't lie. It doesn't lie. Absolutely. I'm not saying to take someone's abuse. Oh, hell effing no. But there's always a reason for why those things happen and occurred. And if you know where the lesson is and the learning and the teaching is, learn it, release it, give it thanks. Bye, Felicia. It's not a part of your paradigm anymore. But that's not to say that there are some things that in the connection that if I haven't learned everything I need to learn yet from Maureen or anybody that I'm with, it's going to, there's going to still be an attraction point, a magnetism that is going to draw us back together regardless. And I mean, there's a lot we both have to work on, but we're at the point where we can communicate and things are actually smooth right now. And I hope they stay that way because that I want to be happy. He does make me happy. I like radiating. I like feeling that everything is going to be okay, even if everything around me is collapsing, which it is. I have a sense that I have somebody next to me that will catch me. But I'm not asking him to save my day. I have to do that for myself. But at least I have some kind of cushion to land on. And I'm not just on the floor, you know. And it takes time to learn when to say bye and when to say, okay, we can work on this. But we all collectively have to make those decisions for ourselves, and we have to respect the choices that each one of us makes. Whether you see, whatever you're picking up on, I appreciate it. Because I could take anybody's criticism and go, okay, I'll put that in my back pocket. Because if I see it, I'm gonna jet out of there. We all want the best for each other, but we have to learn how to not sit in so much judgment, if at any. Oh, I still have to do laundry. Oh. At least time is kind of, at least for me, perceived as sped up a little bit. There was a couple of moments today that I'm like, dude, it's only 12 o'clock. The f is this? Have a sweet dreams, Miss Ivy. We love you. Um, that's correct, girlfriend. See, I think the copper is good, but it doesn't pop. Silver pops on orange. I might put some feathers on here, but we're still not dry yet because I would Mosh Podge this already. Oh my God, guys. I got so much I gotta get done. I think go to sleep and wake up at 4:30 in the morning. And I do have a t-shirt I have to wear tomorrow. And I don't know if it's gonna be hot or cold in this area. Probably humid. I don't like wearing my hair up all the time because my hair is thinning, and when I take my hair down, all my hair clumps out. And I've been doing castor oil. I've been putting stuff, treatments. This is stress. I'm trying not to stress. See the little babies? Oh, I am praying that the reality that I'm going to be walking in, that I'm trying to manifest and collapse the wave function to coherent and bring my frequency into and hold into and cohere with, is one where I am not seeing everybody in the struggle anymore. There's too many of us that work really hard, that put our heart and soul into everything that we do, and bupkis. And it's not because of the way I'm thinking in lack. I don't think in lack mindset. I try not to. I've tried in since New York and not being able to eat and getting denied in every other direction. I'm not trying to, okay, so God has something better for me. I'm going to be faithful and I'm going to put my faith into the universe instead of going, oh my God. And I know I sound like that. I'm human. You know, humanness happens, but ooh, I do. I put castor oil in in the belly button because that helps up here with my progesterone. I am also on oregano oil and black seed oil and castor oil. And I've been taking more of my supplements a lot lately, just as a precautionary, you know. Are we sure about that? I don't know. My classroom, so we had a power outage at the high at my school over the weekend with that electrical storm. I didn't lose power here, but my school, like 3 blocks away, did. And there was no air conditioning. And when you walked in and you're with a bunch of people in the building when all the kids come in, holy hell, does it get really hot in there. And hair was Einsteinian for the last 3 days. And then I'm going and doing kitty cat stuff and feeding raccoons and doing water and running back and forth. That takes a lot of out of you. Hmm. Well, I'm excited for this colder weather. Does it take away the dark circles? Because a good trick that I've actually a few older ladies that when I taught aqua aerobics at the Y years ago, they told me to put preparation H under your eyelids. It helps get rid of the puffing and swelling. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Watermelon juice. Oh, I've been doing a lot of lemon water. A lot of lemon water, and it's been making me go pee pee every 5 minutes. It's really highly annoying. But I'm also doing a lot of detoxing, so I'm like, why am I always in the bathroom? Yeah, I'm also detoxing. I will try that. I just gotta find some sheets that are I don't because I'm not I sleep really pretty much in one or two positions unless I'm uncomfortable. But I could try that if I get a good uh oh, I'm doing lemon juice. I'm doing lemon water every day. And I that Stanley that I had or like I have been depleting that thing during the day. I have to watch now how much water I drink because there is no bathroom at work until I get a break. And that's a tiny little one. My afternoon looks a lot better than my morning. My morning is going to be hell every day. But we'll see. I'll let y'all fill you guys in on Friday because I'll be live on Friday. I like lemon, but I don't know if I can handle the tartness and the sourness of lemon like full force. Um, I don't know if my body can handle that, but I do lemon water every day. Um, I'm also doing a kidney and bladder detox. I'm doing a lot, but it's a needed thing. Um, I'm trying to get better, but at the same time, the energy is crazy. My body's all over the place. Hormones are all over the place. Old selves, other selves, integration, absorption, removal, dispersal, all of it's happening at once. And it's very confusing. It is exhausting. And many of us are having those challenges every day and trying to balance it. And that's how we become masters, is learning how to come into the flow of understanding of why things are happening. When you are acknowledging that they're happening, stopping, taking a breath, and going up, changing the mindset, mental gymnastics. Yeah, I need to do that. I mean, obviously, I got the hormones of fun happening. That's awesome, Scott. Yeah. Watermelon girl. My Aunt Baba called. I have to call her back tomorrow. There's no way I can do it right now. Well, lovies, I'm stuck on wires. I'm gonna get off because I do have to get some sleep. I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning so that I can take care of the babies, the kitties, and then go to work and get my life sorted out. Fun times. But I will be doing a waspy reading hopefully tomorrow. We'll see how I'm feeling. I might be wiped out tomorrow, so if I don't post, we know why. I'm okay, just probably sleeping. Little Thor or Freya videos, I put one out when I got home today. He did come. He was eating. I know because the bowls are empty. But if I'm out of my house for almost 9, 10 hours, I am not going to see him. So I do apologize. He is alive. But I just want to let you guys know, I will be doing a live on Friday. I just don't know the time. Like today, I got out of work and went straight to the cats, and there was a lot I had to clean up, and then hit traffic, needed to eat. So there's a lot going on. But I want to thank each and every one of you for coming and hanging out. Hopefully next time I can Mod Podge our cloud and talk more about what is going on and how can we move forward, and just getting it out and airing it out and letting it sit for a few days. It's the best we can do. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. It's all within. We forget that it's all within. Be the shoulders, be the lighthouses, sprinkle and seed your truths. Light that path forward. And if anybody is on my Facebook and Brent sends me the information for his cousin that's missing in Jacksonville, Indiana, close to the Louisville, Kentucky border. We have a missing friend, Soul Tribe, whose cousin is missing. We're going to put that SOS out there. Look on Telegram and look on Facebook. As soon as I get that information, I will send it to either Dina or Buckshot will also get it, and we'll put it out there. And then you guys go ahead and share all that information once it's out there. We're going to help him. And Brent, we love you, and we're praying for your family tonight. Let's hope we can get her home. So guys, thank you so much for your love, your support. I hope all of you have a blessed and beautiful day and night wherever you are in the world. And I hope to see you guys live on Friday. And hopefully I put more videos out during the week. Have a blessed and beautiful night, guys.